Here we go, inverses, just like we learned in class today. To find the inverse of a relation, so given a group of ordered pairs, all I have to do is switch the x and the y values so that I have the new points which are reflected across the line y equals x. So for example, finding the inverse of each relation, I have 2, 4. So my new point of the inverse will be switching them, 4, 2. I have the point -3, 1, so it becomes 1, -3. 2, 8 becomes 8, 2. And that is my new relation set of points. Now on to number 2. Same thing, switch x and y. -1, -2 becomes -2, -1. -3, -2 becomes -2, -3. -1, -4 becomes -4, -1. And 0, 6 becomes 6, 0. Ran off the page a little bit there, my apologies. There are my 2 sets of points as ordered pairs. Now on to number 3. Number 3 gives me the equation and asks me to use the tables to find the inverse. So first I have to find the points. I'm going to find the points by graphing. My equation is in the form y equals mx plus b. So I begin with b at +4, and I have an m, a slope of 2. So I'm going to go up 2 and to the right 1. If I can't go up and right anymore, I'm going to go down and to the left. Down 2, left 1. And then I'm going to connect my points. Now I'm going to take my ordered pairs and put them in the table. So I have the point 1, 1, 6, 0, 4, -1, 2, -2, oh, I'm sorry. -2, 0, and -3, -2. To find the inverse, I simply switch x and y just like I was doing for numbers 1 and number 2. 1, 6 becomes 6, 1. 0, 4 becomes 4, 0. -1, 2 becomes 2, -1. -2, 0 becomes 0, -2. And -3, -2 becomes -2, -3. From this point, I now have the inverse points so that I can graph the inverse of the equation like it asked me to. Side note, y to the -1 power means y inverse, so the points for my inverse equation. I'm going to plot these points on the same graph, 6, 1, 4, 0, 2, -1, 0, -2, and -2, -3. Connect the points. And the purple line is the graph of the inverse. Now, like I was saying before, the inverse means that it's reflected over the line y equals x. Y equals x is this one that I just drew, the yellow one. Y equals x. So we took the red graph here and we reflected it across the yellow line to get our purple inverse graph. Number 4. Number 4 is the same idea. I'm going to begin by graphing my line y equals x plus 5. I begin with b, which is +5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have a slope of 1. I go up 1 and to the right 1, or down 1 and left 1. Connect my points. Now that I have points, I'm going to put them in the table. So my points are -3, 2, -2, 3, -1, 4, 0, 5, and 1, 6. In order to find the inverse, I'm going to switch the x and the y so that I have the inverse points. They are 2, -3, 3, -2, 4, -1, 5, 0, and 6, 1. I'm now going to graph them on the same grid. 2, -3, 3, -2, 4, -1, 5, 0, and 6, 1. Connect my points. The green is now the inverse graph. On to number 5. Number 5, same idea, but I'm not given a table. You have to make your own. So the first step, the first thing I'm going to do is graph y equals -3x plus 6. Begin with b, a +6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And a -3 slope means to go down 3 and to the right 1. Down 3, right 1, down 3, right 1, down 3, right 1. Connect my points. And there's my original graph. Now I need to make a table so that I can find the inverse. I'm going to make an XY T-chart and plot my points. I'm sorry, record my plotted points. So I'm at 0, 6, 1, 3, 2, 0, 3, -3, and 4, -6. My next table will be my inverse. So y to the -1 power, T-chart, means the inverse. I'm going to switch the coordinates so that I can graph them on the chart. 6, 0, 3, 1, 0, 2, -3, 3, -6, 4. So my coordinates in red, I'm going to plot 6, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, up 1, 0, 2, -3, 3, 1, 2, 3, up 1, 2, 3, and -6, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up 1, 2, 3, 4. Connect the red points, and I have an inverse. Next, on to number 6. Number 6, graph my original y equals 4x minus 8. I begin with b, -8. So I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just 1 below the graph. But my slope is 4. That means I'm going to go up 4 and to the right 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, to the right 1. So your second point should be a +1, -4. Now I'm going to go up 4, right 1, up 4, right 1. Original graph, make a T-chart of points. 0, -8, 1, -4, 2, 0, 3, 4. I want to make the inverse, so I'm going to switch x and y. -8, 0, -4, 1, 0, 2, and 4, 3. -8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, I'm off the grid just 1 unit. then negative 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, up 1, 0, 2, and 4, 3. Now, when we flip over and we're on the back of the page, now I'm working with something that's called a quadratic. It has a squared. So y equals x squared plus 2. I'm going to grab a calculator. Calculator. In my calculator, I'm going to hit y equals, and I'm going to put the equation into the graph. I have x squared plus 2. Then I'm going to hit graph so that I can see what it looks like. It makes a U. Now if I hit second graph, I can find the table so that I can plot some points on my graph. So I'm going to do the points that will fit. There aren't 11 units on the graph, so I don't want to start with 11. So I'm going to do negative 2, 6. Negative 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Negative 1, 3. 0, 2. 1, 3. And 2, 6. So I made a nice U graph, also known as a parabola, and I'm going to make a T-chart of its points. So I had negative 2, 6, negative 1, 3, 0, 2, 1, 3, 2, 6. Now, x and y to the negative 1, or y inverse, switching my x and my y. 6, negative 2, 3, negative 1, 2, 0, 3, 1, 6, 2. I'm going to plot those points on my graph. 6, negative 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down 2, 3, negative 1, 2, 0, 3, 1, and 6, 2. So this time my U is laid on its side because of the way that it reflects across my inverse line, which is y equals x. Last but not least, number 8. Number 8 tells us we're going to graph y equals x squared plus 4 for x values greater than 0. X values greater than 0 mean my horizontal values to the right of the y-axis. Therefore, I'm going to get my calculator again. In my calculator, I'm going to enter x squared plus 4. I can look at what it's going to look like. And then second graph will open my table. It wants x values that are greater than or equal to 0. So I'm going to pick x, 0, and bigger when I'm looking at my table. I'm going to plot those points. I have one at 0, 4. I have one at 1, 5. And I have one at 2, 8. Which is just a little bit off the page. Or off the grid, not the page. And that's all that's going to fit on my graph because of its size. So I'm going to make a T-chart with my 3 points. 0, 4, 1, 5, 2, 8. Now for my inverse, x and y inverse. Switch the x's and the y's. 4, 0, 5, 1, and 8, 2. I'm going to plot those points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 5, 1, and 8, 2. And now I've been able to graph an original, plot the points, make a t-chart, switch my x and y to find the inverse, and graph the inverse. Have a good evening. Bye.